What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Smackdown review, Glasgow, Scotland. As we are back at 2 nights in a row, and this was a better show than Monday Night Raw, really, because Raw was so bad. We kicked it off with the Survivor Series team of AJ Styles coming out, the captain of the entire team, which kind of got more cheers, really. But he says, "I'm in no mood for your cheers or your boos or anything." Because what happened last week on SmackDown was a travesty with Dean Ambrose winning because of that mutant turtle James Ellsworth out there. And Styles says no one is flying Ellsworth to Scotland or anything, so he's not going to be here. But he is the captain of Survivor Series, and he wanted to bring out his team so they can come and kick the crap out of Raw, pretty much, since they said that. As Baron Corbin came out, he pretty much told Styles, like, I'm gonna win, I'm gonna deliver, but I'm not gonna deliver for this team, pretty much. Which people said, "Well, this has to do with Raw. This is like pretty much the same thing with all these Survivor Series teams." And since we saw all teams on Monday with promo fest, pretty much as someone said, now you have your face, you have your captain, and you have your heel that pretty much goes on and says, "Well, I don't want to be part of this team. I'm going to do my own thing," which was pretty much what everybody that said that in each team, really, which is just repetitive. But the Wyatts came out then with Orton, which is allegedly Wyatt family now, so which probably is a double cross anyway. And then Dean Ambrose came out, but he brought his special guest was James Ellsworth. James Ellsworth back again, folks. Like, this guy will not leave. As Ambrose pretty much said, Ellsworth is his guest. He's never been to Scotland before, and that's why he flew him out here. And Ambrose pretty much got in his face. He said, "Stop bringing him around." As Corbin pretty much started to walk away, the Wyatts said someone got in the ring, but Shane McMahon came out then and says, "You know what? You guys gotta put your differences aside to beat Raw." And Ellsworth, he was in the ring as Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon pretty much said that, which this is just, I don't know where they're going with this at this point, but here's the thing. Shane McMahon made James Ellsworth now the mascot for Team SmackDown. So I don't know. Raw sucks with this. SmackDown, I don't know. I think they're just overdoing the James Ellsworth. Listen, I like what James Ellsworth has. I'm glad he's gotten his shot, but my God, how much are we gonna keep this whole Ellsworth thing up now with Ambrose and AJ? Because this is going up. Okay, we get it. He beat AJ Styles 2 times now, technically, and he's still here. He's getting these main event spots, these high profile spots, because now it's almost like they jumped the shark and had him come out there last week and cost AJ Styles the match, and now he's the mascot for the Survivor. I look at having Survivor Series team. It's like they keep adding more people than having the right number. When you look at the tag team one, it's technically 21 people because New Day is 3 people. The women, you got Natalya as a coach, and I guess Dana Brooke is on the side just because. And for the regular Raw versus SmackDown one, James Ellsworth is now mascot. What is Raw gonna have next on this side? Like, well, why do they keep adding more and more people to these teams? And Shane McMahon pretty much went on to say that tonight's gonna be the Wyatt family versus Dean Ambrose, Corbin, and James Ellsworth tonight. He was gonna do that, but Shane McMahon pretty much stopped Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin wasn't interested, so he said tonight you're gonna go against a returning star, Kalisto, who was injured and gone for months, which I've almost forgotten about him. Breezango went against the Vaudevillains. Breezango won, even though they wore kilts and like police gear, fashion police, which I don't think people just didn't really care, honestly. I just think they didn't care if they were on the team because they barely reacted from that segment. Naomi went against Natalya. Nikki Bella was just on commentary just because. He was on commentary just because, and she was there. Sorry, I'm messing this up, but it pretty much with Carmella came out there. Natalya, Nikki pretty much took Carmella out with a forearm, and Naomi got the roll up over Nikki Bella. I don't know what the point of that was. Like, is anybody on the same page really with this? So So I don't know. It's like the women's segments. I didn't understand what was wrong, what was going on there, and especially with this Nikki Bella knocking out Carmella just because. James Ellsworth was still in the back talking to Dean Ambrose. Daniel Bryan showed up and says, "We found you a partner," which was Kane, and Kane said, "Do not tag in James Ellsworth." Kalisto made his return with Baron Corbin beating the crap out of him, but then, which looked kind of calculated, was Baron Corbin slipping on the ring apron, hurting his knee, and had to be checked by referees since there was the match never actually really happened then, and Kalisto pretty much kept attacking him and did a frog splash off the top rope onto his knee. A match that would end pretty much then. Daniel Bryan pretty much had to inform Shane McMahon that Baron Corbin is now out of Survivor Series and won't be able to compete and will need a new partner. So now they have to find a way to replace him. The match that should have been the main event was Alexia Bliss versus Becky Lynch for the WWE Smackdown Women's Championship, which I thought was the main event of this show, but it wasn't, and pretty much it was a really good fun match. Finish was odd though. Pretty much Becky hit her disarmer move, but it's like, how can I say, Alexa Bliss's legs are close to the ropes, so it was an awkward way to win since her foot was on the ropes. And now it's here they're trying to stretch this out to TLC now, but Becky Lynch to still retain her title, but just kind of an odd way of a finish. Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan pretty much talked about replacing Corbin until Maurice and Miz want to end it, but Daniel Bryan said you will not be in this match, but you will have a title shot next week since Ziggler is defending the Intercontinental Championship at Monday Night Raw against a Raw person at Survivor Series, which is Sami Zayn. Pretty much says next week you will get a title shot, one more title shot against Ziggler. And he also said Brian Kendrick will also go against Kalisto for the Cruiserweight Championship. And if Kalisto wins the Cruiserweight Championship, SmackDown will get the entire Cruiserweight division, which is a godsend really, but it's not going to happen. Kendrick's not losing that belt this quickly. And they pretty much went on from there. Apollo Crews, my God, I don't know what they've done with Apollo Crews at this point. Jobbed out to Kurt Hawkins, which Kurt Hawkins lost in a 5-second match the week before to a pretty much a super kick. But then he beats Apollo Crews clean. Listen, I don't know what they've done with Apollo Crews on SmackDown at this point, or why, or none of these other guys can be part of the team for Survivor Series. But Apollo Crews has been destroyed, okay? Crews was just keep getting jobbed out, so keeps getting jobbed out so many times on SmackDown. Like, what did he do in the back to deserve this? You know, I always thought it was a problem with him joining the main roster because I don't think he was on NXT long enough. But if he's jobbing to Kurt Hawkins for no reason, it makes no sense. It's just stupid. Ziggler was talking about he was going to shut Miz up next week and say he's going to, still defend the title at Survivor Series. Kane, James Ellsworth, and Dean Ambrose brings the Wyatt family in. Pretty much ended with, which, my God, they're still doing this James Ellsworth thing like crazy. Pretty much having Harper and Kane fight to the back. And when it came to the ring, it was just Wyatt and Ambrose was a double clothesline. And then after that, Ellsworth got in the ring, was ready to do a no-chin music, but got caught by Bray Wyatt and got to sit with Sister Abigail. Then after that, it was pretty much AJ Styles, which was on commentary, Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton getting ready to get up and attack Dean Ambrose until Shane McMahon came out and stopped it. But Daniel Bryan came out then and pretty much got a very huge reaction out there. And he had a clipboard that says, he has the power to put anyone in the Survivor Series team, but he said he would put himself, but unfortunately he couldn't. So the person which will be replacing Baron Corbin, which doesn't, I don't know who thought this would make sense, of anyone else on the roster you couldn't find, the person, the fifth man, part of the SmackDown team, is Shane McMahon. That's right, folks. Shane McMahon will be in another match. at Survivor Series. Part of the team. Which, why? It's like, some people say, they swear if Shane McMahon, I don't know what Shane McMahon's going to do with this match, but if Shane McMahon goes in there and takes out Braun Strowman and take him out off his feet doing them crazy little punches he does, I still think it made no sense when they had Shane McMahon go against The Undertaker, which was stupid, really, like, really. The returning owner's son is going to go against the legend, pretty much. Like, the guy that has been in the ring, that is a part, and going against it makes no sense going against a part-timer legend at WrestleMania in a Hell in a Cell. So Shane can do a big spot, still lose. He lost the bet, but he still gets to control the show, which makes no sense, even after all that. Their owner's returning son is going to beat the legendary Undertaker, which made no sense. And people knew Taker was going to win that match. But Shane McMahon will be in this match. It was okay, SmackDown. I will say that even though Raw was just the drizzling shits on Monday, SmackDown was at least a decent episode. But next week should be better, as The Undertaker and Edge will return next week on SmackDown, as Edge will be doing the cutting edge, and The Undertaker will do something. To be honest, I wish Undertaker was part of his tag match now and should have came out and announced that, instead of having Shane McMahon do this. I would have had Taker out there, but still odd that Baron Corbin is out. And at least we will have an Intercontinental title match next week between Dolph Ziggler and The Miz. But this show was a very, very decent show. Decent show, at most. But I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace. This just been bad shows for back-to-back with both nights, really. But Raw was worse. Raw was the drizzling shits, pretty much. SmackDown was at least decent and had a little bit of news. But I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.